So here are our Jaeger band drills. These are specific to the pitcher because it opens up our scapula and our mid-back to be able to throw better. These are our overhead extensions. Put our hands over our head, and then we are extending with our triceps. Next, we go into a few stretch routines. These are our side extensions. These are gonna open up our lat muscles on our side of our body so that we aren't as restricted when we are throwing. Make sure to grab the wrist of the opposite hand and pull it over. Switch legs, and then you're going to the other side. As you can see, the right hand is pulling the left wrist over, stretching that left side body. Next is our diagonal extensions. Make sure the bands are on one side of the body and you're extending over. You can extend them back as well. You're gonna get a good stretch in the middle of the back and down the side. And then you switch over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Now we go into the forward flies part of our program where we're opening up the pec muscles on our chest. We're basically having our bent arms here, pulling apart kind of like a bear hug, I guess you could say. And then we turn over. And right now here, we're gonna focus on our reverse flies by pulling our shoulder blades down and back, and then squeezing our mid-back muscles together. Now this is very key to have our mid-back muscles firing for our throwing motion. We take the left wrist, or whatever your throwing hand is, that's the only wrist strap that we're using now. We're gonna be doing internal rotations, focusing on pulling our shoulder blade down and back, putting our opposite hand under our armpit, and doing 10 reps. Now we're doing external rotations, keeping our shoulder blade down and back, not letting our shoulder go forward, because then we will be engaging the wrong muscle. Now we're doing elevated internal rotations. Get down on one knee, keeping our hands up towards our shoulder, not lower than that, and internally rotating. And then we switch over to the other side and do elevated external rotation, where we're focusing on those back supraspinatus muscles behind the shoulder. Now we're doing elevated internal rotations. And that's an alternative exercise if you didn't do the previous one. And then we move into reverse throwing. This is engaging the muscle from a reverse throwing standpoint so that your muscles are getting used to being moved in different rotations, which will make it easier and more fluid for you to throw the baseball. Next, we move into our forward throwing motion, putting our two throwing fingers that grip the ball in our four-seam, two-seam grip, and putting them in the strap, and then going through our full throwing motion, getting that long extension at the end of it to make sure we're warmed up.